morning. Welcome to another exciting episode of Tea or Coffee on High Impact TV. My name is Mudepe Jacobs and
I am Wura Olakpokmola. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. It is a lovely Thursday, and today is our family day.
Yes.
Yes, so we talk about things
Family,
that pertains to
yes.
family, marriage, and we have a very interesting topic, I must say. A very interesting topic today because it's something both the young and the old, young at heart, let me say old, young at heart can relate to, and it's about relationship. That is, building long-lasting friendship in marriage. But before we actually go deep into that, when we talk about relationship, what's the idea? What do you think?
Okay, for me, the major idea of relationship is like two people of opposite sex coming together. Most times, when you say relationship, probably not opposite sex. You can be my friend. There's a relationship. There's a connection between us. So it's necessarily not opposite sex when you talk about relationship.
Okay.
But what I'm talking about now is that if we're going to dive into dating or courtship, that is when we can discuss about the opposite sex coming together and, having common understanding of your personalities, having the understanding that, okay, I love you, you love me.
That's when the love
we try
factor
to,
comes
yes,
in.
we try to manage our flaws. We try to help each other in our weaknesses. You don't use my weakness against me. I don't use yours against you. We work together to build our strength. We work together to, achieve goals such that then at some point you realize that, okay, I think I can spend the rest of my life with this person. I think I am comfortable enough to spend the rest of my life with this person. Then you move forward to, planning marriage, getting married, having a family of your own. And we can't talk about society without mentioning family, of course, because family makes up the society. So, and where does it start from? It starts from dating, courting.
Yes.
Before you get to marriage and have children of your own and build up family.
Yes. Let's not forget that we are going to be having a guest on the show today, the later part of the show. We will be talking, more on how to build, long-lasting friendship in marriage. But before that, when you were talking about relationship, you were talking about friendship that's between both sex and between opposite sex. Now, I want us to focus on opposite sex.
Opposite sex,
because the idea of dating these days, sometimes a guy meets a girl today, and then probably tomorrow or the next they are dating. It happens that way these days.
Not just that, not even just that. Okay, I'll give you an instance. I had a friend. Okay. In my mind, I felt, okay, as a lady, when you're chatting with a guy, you understand when it's about to go beyond friendship.
Yes.
But in my mind, I thought this person was just going to come to me and say, okay, Wura, let's be friends, and I just want to know you, because I think that is a normal slang for guys.
The line,
I just want to know you better. So I thought that was the next thing that would come from him. But then he goes like, hi, Wura, please, let's get married. And
married? Okay, you didn't start from friendship?
No.
Okay.
I barely knew him for like 3 days. It was just 3 days I met him, and the third day,
he wants to get married.
Should I shock you? I don't even know where he is from. I don't know where he lives. I don't know his family. I don't know his friends.
And he wants to get married to you.
I mean,
I knows absolutely nothing about you.
I only went for an event, and I wanted to I went for the event, and when you go for events like that, you make contact, you meet people. So he came around, like, hi, you look good. That's that, okay? And I'm like, okay. We exchanged contacts, and the next thing, the first day, no chat. The second day, hi, how are you? Good morning, and all of that. Then the third day, Baba just went from up to down, like, okay, I'm getting married to you. Do you know, at first I thought it was a joke, and I'm like, okay, marriage, all of a sudden, what is happening? Because, and he says, no, you don't need to go through friendship. We would have the friendship in marriage.
And I wonder
when we get married, we'll know each other. We'll know. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Maybe let's look at it from another point, another way. You know, in the olden days, during the days of our forefathers, we had the cases of arranged marriages.
Yes, we did.
You know, where the guy just comes to meet your parents, and then he talks to them. He wants to get married to you, and then they call you, and tell you, okay.
And not just even back then, people still do. Talking of arranged marriage, people still do it even now, but probably in the modernized way. You understand? Because you realize if we are friends, then obviously, because I've been able to build a good relationship, build good friendship with you, I wouldn't want to throw my child out there into another person that I do not know. You know, having to build another relationship of friendship. Since I've built one with you, we are friends. I would want something like, okay, our children also continuing in such. Do you understand? Okay. So I think basically right in this present time, it's not just back then, because I've seen situation of we are friends, I want my children to get married. But now, they don't do it like back then that we would have to come to meet your own family and say, okay, we want our... Now, what they do is that they will set you up. Do you understand? Okay, why don't you let your family come over for dinner or come over for lunch or something like that? And then you now see the mothers, hey, I said I wanted to discuss business with you. Come, let's go and discuss business. And then leave the two of them
together.
And definitely you want to start a conversation, and from there.
But like I was saying before, I think the reason why most people still do it is because we've seen it work. We've actually seen it work, where the guy goes to meet the girl's parents, and then they agree, they pay the bride price, dowry, and they get married. And then they're still together 10 years, 20 years, happily married, getting to know each other, and then they build that friendship.
In marriage.
In marriage.
Yes, it is possible, but then it is most times, for me, I don't know, probably when our guest comes, he would, dwell more on that and elaborate more on that. But for me, in my own opinion, I do not think the best decision. For me, it is actually harder or tougher to build friendship in marriage. If you would ask me, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but then don't judge me here, don't crucify me. I'm just saying from my own point of view, I do not think it is better to build friendship in marriage, because it could be tougher.
That we should build it before.
Yes, before. When you're friends already, you already know so much about yourself. We are already comfortable around each other.
Won't you get tired of each other and then want fresh air along the line?
No.
And then that's why we have... you break up and then you're looking for someone else, and then you now eventually get married to that person.
Okay, fine. Marriage is not like you leaving relationship and starting another one. Okay. It is still the continuation of the relationship you were in, if you get my point. I'm cutting with someone. I'm cutting someone now. We are in a relationship. Now, it's not like when I get married, it's not like when I'm leaving and then I'm entering another relationship. No, it's still the same person.
There's actually a difference between courting and dating. I feel dating is when you're dating boyfriend, girlfriend. Courting is when, okay, I've met your parents, you've met my parents, we're planning to get married.
Married, yes. Okay, fine. Now, courting is for people intending to get married, of which that is what we're talking about now. So, I need to avoid the word dating. But, I won't give it now. It's popular to be saying dating. Okay, fine. We are cutting now. It's not like I'm leaving the relationship that was between us into another one. It's still the same person in marriage. It's still the same relationship. Do you understand? So now, you mentioned that you need fresh air. So what in your marriage, are you going to take a break?
Some men use these days. I need fresh air. I need space. The word is space.
See, there's a popular saying, I don't know if you're conversant with it. There's a popular saying that true friends are never apart. Maybe in distance, but they're never apart. No matter, even if in distance, when you have true friendship, your hearts still connect to each other. Now, love is, okay, maybe you're at the office, no matter how busy. That there's a way you can be my friend, and I'm so busy at work, and your call comes in. I can still push you aside and say, okay, later, I will attend to you. But there is a particular call that will come in, and no matter what you're doing,
I must speak.
Let me just, even if it's just to say, hey, what's up? Let me hear your voice, and just tell you, okay, I'm busy. We'll talk later. You will still have to pick the call, but you know, you are my friend. I might just ignore at some point.
Okay, this is getting really interesting, but we will continue this conversation because it's actually a very popular thing that people say about we are best friends, but we are not dating. We'll get to that.
I know, right?
That. But let's go. Let us go on a short break, and when we are back, we'll talk more on building friendship, long-lasting friendship in marriage. Stay glued. Welcome back. This is still Tea or Coffee on High Impact TV, and we have been talking about building long-lasting friendship in marriage. Now, before we went on that break, you know, we were talking about. I asked you, you know, the idea of two best friends saying we're best friends of the opposite sex. I must clarify that, of the opposite sex, saying we are best friends, but we are not dating. Just friends.
And I replied you and I asked you that you have a brother that is opposite sex also. Now, why are you not dating?
He's my brother, my flesh and
blood. You also can have a best friend that is more like
my flesh and blood.
Okay, fine. Before we, you know, we already have a professional that will clarify that.
Okay, so we have our guest in the studio here already with us. His name is Olushola Duilemi, and he is a marriage counselor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining us on the show.
For having me here this morning.
Yeah. So please, I need you to do justice to what we are arguing about. You have your best friends, a male and a female. He's not your brother. You don't share the same bloodline, you know. So why would you say, okay, she's bringing it from the point
I'm just saying that you have a brother, and why he's also an opposite sex. Why are you not dating your brother? I mean, fine, there's a blood factor.
It's not easy.
Okay.
Having a lady and a young man
who
are normal human beings, you should understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
And they are not dating, and they are best of friends. It's not easy, but it's possible.
It's possible.
Yes.
Bam.
But there must be something going on between them.
Not in every situation.
Not in all situations. I have friends who will be friends for close to 20 years now. They are ladies. Even one of them, during our wedding, I was like the organizer.
Okay.
Understand? Because I and the husband, we became friends through her. Till today, we are still family friends. So it depends on your mechanism. If you are not able to control yourself, you lose it. There's some friendship that when sex gets involved, you lose it. And when you lose a relationship, the values of that relationship is gone. So you must be specific. That's why I tell youth, define any relationship you are going into. Is it friendship? Is it romantic? Is it platonic? You should know from onset.
From the onset. Or sometimes feelings, you get entangled and then you have feelings. They come into play.
Feelings is imaginary.
Okay.
It's temporal. Feelings doesn't last for long. what makes you a man or a woman is ability to manage that feelings when it comes. It's not, for instance, sometimes you have feelings for your brother.
For my brother?
Yes, it's possible.
I have feelings for my
it's
brother.
Possible. No. Listen. If something happens to your brother now, and you start sharing tears without even knowing where it's coming from, that's feelings.
Yes.
I feel that you're not getting the feeling, the meaning, definition of the feeling I'm talking about.
I understand what you were saying.
Yes. Romantic feeling is different from feeling, I like my brother, I love my brother in such a way, okay, we are family, we share the same blood, the same bond. But not romantic feeling.
My sister,
my brother.
Feeling is the same. It depends on how you handle it. That resulted in the outcome of it. Stan, you are the one in charge, not the feelings. So every time, allow your brain to do the thinking, not your feelings, not your emotions. Put it on that check all the time.
Okay, so you allow yourself control your feelings.
Yes.
Madupe.
Yes.
So, before we went on break, we actually talked about building a long-lasting friendship in marriage. Yes, and that is the main focus for today. Okay. So now, she mentioned something earlier on that you can build friendship before marriage or in marriage.
Yes.
And she gave an instance of arranged marriage.
Yes.
Now, we are friends, both parents are friends, and they want their children to get married to each other. Now, at that point in time, you're just introducing your children to each other, so you are not. It is in marriage, most situations, in marriage, they build the friendship, they get to know each other, get to know themselves. So now, is it actually possible to build friendship in marriage? And if it is, which of them is actually right, to build before marriage or to build in marriage?
Yeah, thank you. It is possible to build relationship in marriage, but it's better to build it before marriage, because if you check your dictionary very well, relationship means a process of how two people or three people relate together.
Yes.
Now, there are things you must do before marriage to have a last-longing one. If you want to have a temporal one, no problem. But if you want to sit down for the next 50, 60, 70 years of your life, that you are still with the person. Even when she is old, that all the body has been wrinkled, you are still cherishing her.
And then the whole figure eight you used to see back then.
Yes.
So there.
It's better to start. And see, it starts from you. There are some things you must settle even before you meet your man.
Okay.
There are some
your
things,
personal
yes,
self?
As a man. There are some things you must settle within yourself before you meet your wife-to-be.
What are these things?
Now, ask yourself, what kind of a home do I want to build?
Okay.
Like, when I was 21, I told myself, I want to be a man that my children will love to be around. I told myself, and I checked my life. One thing that was wrong with me then was that I love keeping late at night. I don't come home until around 11 p.m., 12 p.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m. I made it a point of duty to myself. Every day I must listen to 7 p.m. news in my house. 21, I was not even thinking of marriage then. So it was not easy at the beginning, but later it became a way of life. Stan, my marriage just 6 years ago, 6 years old now.
Wow.
It is one thing you have to do for yourself. You are the one to determine, they are not your parents. Now, what kind of life do I want? Now, the kind of life you want, the kind of home you want to be, determines the kind of wife you want to be. And that determines the kind of man that will go with you.
Okay. So now let's move the focus back to
marriage now.
Building friendship in marriage. Now, you said it is better to actually build friendship before marriage.
Before marriage.
Yes.
Why? What are the factors you looked at before you consider before marriage building friendship before marriage?
Because number one, marriage will never change you.
Okay.
Marriage will only help you to bring out your best.
Okay.
Now, whatever you have been doing as a single, by the time you get to into marriage, it will be easier for you to carry on. Probably when you are dating or you are courting, you don't know how to cook. And every time you have one mama put somewhere to help you out. You are not in marriage. There will be sometimes you might not be able to meet up. And that will now expose your inadequacies. Now, you have known that the method to get to a man's heart is his stomach. So when you want to be a good wife, who wants her husband to love her for long, you must be ready to be a cook, no matter the degree you possess. You must. We Africans, don't let us deceive ourselves. We can never be European than the Europeans. You can never be American than Americans. An African man will cherish his stomach. Check our mothers in those days. Whenever they have something important to tell their husband, it's when he's sitting. My husband, this and that, I know you're enjoying this food. They'll now be telling you a lot of things to make him happy.
So you're going with the popular saying that the way to a man's heart is
we cannot shy away from the truth.
Okay.
Now, but you must sustain it.
Okay.
And I come up with this acronym. I call it STEPS.
Steps. Okay.
Yes,
Steps.
my own STEPS is not the popular STP.
Okay.
It's STEPPSS. You need these 7 things to really be your relationship.
Okay, so what do they...
STEPPSS.
Yes.
So what do they stand for?
STPPSS.
ST, there is no E.
STE, that's
Okay,
E.
STEPPSS.
The first S means spend together.
Spend together.
Together. As a couple, you must spend quality time together.
Okay.
You must. You can't do without it. Not only time, you need to spend money together. There are 2 different ways to spend money together. Either you operate what we call joint accounts, and we know what it has caused.
That joint
I
account. I was about to that joint account, you know.
In my home, I don't operate joint accounts. But I operate what I call joint purse.
Okay. What is the difference?
Yes. Joint account is that I get all my salary, all my income, you get yours. We put it in the same account.
Okay.
From there, we now start drawing out to spend.
That's the joint account.
That's joint account.
And that's joint account.
But joint purse is that I own my money, you own yours, but every couple that goes to my account, you know about it. You know about it.
Okay.
Like what I know about yours. There's some husband today, their wife don't know how much they earn.
Why do you think so? Do you think it's lack of trust?
Some of them probably the way they were brought up.
Okay.
A lady once told me, said, my mother said, you must not join your money with your husband. I said, your mother has missed it. In this age, your husband must know how much you earn.
But let's be honest. Sometimes it's because of the way the husband or the man has portrayed himself.
That is why, okay, let me give you an instance from my own life.
Okay.
When I married my wife, she was about going for NYSC. She was not working. I was the only one earning.
So you caught her young.
Not really, not
young
really,
and
not
vibrant.
Really, not really. But let's go for that. Okay. Now, even before she started getting NYSC allowance, she saw that every kobo, either my salary or money outside my salary, she knows about everything. When a lot enters my phone, she knows about it. So, willingly, without even asking her, whenever she gets her allowance, she will withdraw the whole thing. Oga, here is it.
And you were still dating or courting?
As a marriage.
Okay.
We were married then.
We were married then, okay.
Now, one thing is that if you are not open when you are dating, you find it difficult to open
when you're married.
When you're married. So that's why I said it's better to build before you get married.
But people are very, should I say, conscious, or what's that word I'm looking for now? They try to safeguard, because these days we have many cases of you being truthful to a man. At the end of the day, you don't end up together. He knows everything about you, or he finds a way to get all your money and run away.
Before you are married, there are some hard truths you need to keep to yourself.
Okay.
I don't expect you to confide in a man you are married to with the way you confide with your boyfriend.
So how do you do that? What's the difference?
For instance, I came all the way from Redemption Camp this morning. I left Redemption Camp up to this place. Probably I dropped at Mowe. I did something at Mowe. You are not my wife. I am meeting you here. Where are you coming from? Redemption Camp. That's all. What I do in between is not your headache. But if you are my wife, I should be able to say, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, you know, because of time, I would want you to mention the steps.
Yes.
You mentioned
the T
what they stand
for. Talking together.
Then the E.
The E, eat together.
Then the P.
The P. The first P, pray together.
Okay.
The second P, play together.
Play together. Okay.
The last two S now, the first S means sleep together. Share the same bed. The last but not the least, be sexually active.
Okay, now let me see if I can, because so many S, you know.
We have spend together, talk together, eat together, pray together, play together, sleep together, and sexually active.
Okay, so these are the 6 things you need to look out for. Okay, 7 things you need to look out for in marriage.
That's to build long-lasting
friendship in marriage. Yes. Okay, so now, I think I am particular about that. Pray together.
Pray together, yeah.
Yes, you know, because most times you find out that religion. Imagine if I actually marry someone that we are not of the same religion.
Yes.
Yes, because I've seen relationships that crash just because of religion factor.
A school of thought says religion is an opium of the masses.
Okay.
No doubt about that.
True.
What matters most is the people involved. Society makes you, right? Religion is just a way of life, just to get you closer to your Creator. Now, this is one of the things you need to settle before you marry.
Okay.
For instance, you remember before I met my wife? She was born and bred, grew up, spent all her life in CNS. But before we get too intimate, after I proposed to her, and my proposal was accepted, I sat down with her. I learned some things. Madam, I'm a minister in Redeem. It will be very wrong for me going to Redeem and my wife going to CNS. We must worship together. If there's no agreement, let's call it up. And I said, let me send a woman 1 year again. I will respect your father by getting married in wherever he wants.
Okay.
After the church, from reception, that will be the last. If we are going anytime to that place, we are going to, maybe to celebrate with them, not worship again. And to God be the glory, Tina, that was the last time she put on the gown, till now.
Okay. All right. So now
the two must settle it.
Okay. Now let's talk about friendship in marriage. How do you build strong friendship in marriage? And at what point in marriage can you say, okay, can you look at this couple and say, no, these people are actually true friends?
The bond they share,
the bond they share is very tight. Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, friendship is not a destination. It's a process. Now, if I'm working with you, we are dating, or even we are just friends, I realize that you talk to me, if you tell me 5 things, 4.5, even the 5 are lies. How do I trust you?
True.
If there's no trust, no friendship, don't let us deceive ourselves. The problem we have nowadays is that many married on deceit. And I say, frankly, when you deceive a woman into marriage, but the day she gets to know, she's free to call it a date.
Why did you say that? Knowing that marriage is supposed to be a long life agreement.
That is why you should be open to her from onset.
From the onset.
Why do you think some women will be suffering in a home? The man will have nothing, yet they will stay put. It's because of the way, not money per se. You know, and I always say, being rich is not by account, it's by the state of your mind. I was telling a man a few days ago, I said, you don't need to have all the money of Dangote before you can live a good life.
Okay.
It depends on your mindset.
True.
So it doesn't take much money to live good life. It depends on your person. Where do you shop? Well, those are the things you need to consider. So if you are a man that believes that you need to deceive everybody, my brothers and sisters, it's a mistake. It's a real mistake. So friendship will get stronger. You know, it's like a seed. You plant it. Over time, you water it. That's another area. Some people don't water their friendship.
The friendship, okay.
Is the man now, he has to call me. I put it across to one of my younger cousins one day. She said, bros, you don't even call me. I said, when last did you flash me? He said, what do you mean? I said, if you have flashed me, you could have waited whether I will call you or not. I know you're a student. Probably after they call, something will follow. Do you know? She said, I miss it all. So, relationship is symbiotic. Okay. So, he's the man. It doesn't have to be. Sometimes you put a call through.
Okay.
Stand.
But there are situations where the woman is the one calling.
Yes.
She's the one calling all the time.
Yes.
And then the man then feels relaxed. That's parasitic.
You know,
how can the guy, the man, how can he work on it?
You know.
But I think we are going to address that after the break.
Okay,
because we need to go on a short break now. Okay, we've been talking to Olushola Duyilemi and talking on how to building long-lasting friendship in marriage. Please do stay glued. It's still Tea or Coffee on High Impact TV. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's still Tea or Coffee on High Impact Television. And we still have our guest in the house, Olushola Duyilemi, a marriage counselor. We've been talking about building a long-lasting friendship in marriage. Before we went on break, Modipe was giving an instance of, you know, when the lady is the one doing the calling every time.
And the man is relaxed.
And the guy is relaxed.
So, please, how can the man step up his game?
It's only a foolish man that will rely on that. No,
foolish man.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Did she say thank you for that?
Yes.
It's only a foolish man that does that. Even when you allow a lady to be picking all your bills, whether you are married or not.
No, now it's not like it's just calling.
Calling. It's part of it.
It's
only
it must
be symbiotic. I call you, you call me.
Okay.
That's what makes a relationship.
If it's just one-sided, it's parasitic.
Yes. Sometimes, you know, there are some guys that even they are ready to, you can clothe them even to their palms. They don't mind. And you can do it time with their number. I call them men in trousers. They are not real men.
Okay.
That can impregnate a woman doesn't make you a father.
Okay. All right. Now let's not dwell too much on that. But so I want to know, how long have you been a marriage counselor? For how long?
Okay. By the grace of God, unprofessionally, I've been counting 19, 20 years now.
Okay.
But as a professional.
10
years to be precise.
How did you start?
I started with my biological parents.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. I was 6 when they broke up.
Okay.
Only God knows.
What happened?
Yeah, story for another day. But that time my elder sister made a lot of efforts to get them back together. Fortunately, I was the only one around. So my 2 sisters, the other one in Lagos, the other one in Ibadan, I was in Akure with my parents. So I was like the go-between, talking to them. And as long we have it, they came together after almost 20 years.
And you were the one that made that happen?
So by the time I got to university, I had a lot of friends. Some of them, the relationship must have been on the brink. God, I was never taking it serious all this time. I was just doing for the fun of it. Understand? But when I went for youth service, I told God, because I was not church person in school.
Okay.
Though I was before I went to school. But when I got to school, I saw a lot of hypocrisy. So I said, let me just live my life.
Okay.
And so I lived my life in school. So after my final paper, I said, Shola, you have not done well. You. What can you say you did for God in school? I said, God, I want to use my service for you. So by providence, I met a man, Reverend Steve Ogan.
Okay.
He is an erudite person when it comes to this field. And he was the one who brushed me up. God used him to, that was January 2008, to discover who I am. And ever since, I haven't looked back.
All right, now, before building friendship in marriage, you said building friendship in marriage is actually better than building it in marriage. Now, do you think friendship is enough to avoid arguments in marriages?
No. Or even breakup.
Or breakups?
I once teach somewhere, I said, no matter how close you are, you can never avoid conflict. Okay. Conflict is part of life. That's why you rightly say, offend me, I ask you, it's what makes us friends. How do you offend me if there's no conflict? As long as there is a clash of interest, that you are married 50 years doesn't mean there won't be a clash of interest. So, okay, yesterday I was at a boutique. A man was there to pick his suit. They were asking him this, and I said, let my wife come. She's good in that area. They were asking him what kind of shirt color does he want with his suit. He said, no, my wife will make the selection. Are you getting me? They've already known. That is not something, because these are elderly people. It's not something they arrive at overnight.
Overnight, okay.
You fall down, you stand up. That's what makes life.
Life, yeah.
Failure is part of life. That you make mistake doesn't make you a failure. That is fact. Even you grow in the journey of life through mistakes.
Okay.
So that you love yourself, you spend all the time together, doesn't mean you will not have clash of interest.
Okay.
But you must be able to come to an equilibrium point.
Okay, now you talked about, excuse me, friendship being a process in marriage.
Yes.
Is it advisable for a married couple, the wife, to have a male best friend, or the husband have a female best friend?
Let's be frank with ourselves. Your best friend should be your husband.
Your husband.
Your best friend should be your wife. Others might be friends. Any friend I don't approve, my wife must not be close to her.
Even if you have the wrong notion about the friend.
My sister, I don't just jump to conclusion. I must have seen some things. Understand? And if I see someone close to her that they can be good friends, you can move close to her. She'll be a good friend of yours. So it becomes a problem, most especially in the area of career or calling. If I should use that word, calling. That's okay. I want to be this. I want to be that. If there was time I had a client some time ago. She said she's scared to get married. I said, why?
Right.
She said she discovered that those who married around her, their marriage took them out of their calling. I said, check it where they married the wrong person. Yes. My being here this morning, my wife was part of it.
Okay. Success.
Yes.
Behind the successful man is always
a
woman.
Likewise, in our calling, I was there for her. I've been there for her all these years. So your man should be there for you whenever you need him.
All right. Now, let's talk about the things that can actually affect friendship in marriage.
Yes. One, third party.
Okay.
No matter how close a person is to you, he or she is a third party. When you are signing that dotted line that I married the person, you are not signing with your father or your mother. You are not signing with your job. Okay. You are not signing with your pastor. Yes, I remember men of God. But any pastor is the third party in your marriage. It is what two of you want that matters. Even your children, they are third parties. So nobody should be in between you. Nobody. Say they come together, two are that beat as one. If you are true husband and wife, when they accuse your husband for something, You should say, no, I know my husband can't do this.
You can't do this. Sure.
It's because two as if
there are actually situations whereby you stand and you say, you know your husband can't do this, and you know probably
he actually did it.
He actually did it.
Let me say, nobody lie all the time. Or nobody feign lies all the time.
Okay.
When he did that thing, if you're a wife that is so meticulous, you will see the conscience will be there. He will be restless. Probably he always share his mind with you all the time, and he has done something wrong. You will know. Except you are saying, love has covered my face, because they say love is blind.
Let's not forget that some people are good liars. They are flawless when it comes to lying.
Like when we're coming up in those days, there's something we call white lie. A lie that you can never catch. Even in the midst of that, maybe by my training, I can't say. But when you're lying, I know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now, so all of this, lying, not trusting each other, not knowing the kind of husband can actually cause conflict and issues in marriage. Now, when this happens, how do you handle conflict as friends in marriage? Because, you know, as your partner, you likely said that your partner or your spouse should actually be your best friend.
Yes.
Therefore, how do you handle conflicts in marriage?
The first thing is to be courageous or bold enough to ask questions.
Okay.
One problem with women most in marriage is that they conclude easily. Assumption will destroy your marriage.
Only women.
Men do it too. Men do.
No, because you mentioned common with women.
Ladies.
Men,
I'm talking of experience.
men that do that too.
I'm not. If I say common with ladies, it doesn't rule out men.
Okay.
A sensible man, a real man now, a real man, we ask questions from his wife.
Okay.
Why have you done this? Okay. Even you have, for instance, there's a difference between fact and truth.
Truth.
They're not the same thing. Every fact is not true, but every truth is a fact. So you have a fact with you. Something led to that fact. Even when you catch your wife in adultery, something led her to that. Don't just conclude. Stand. Probably you are not playing your role. If any man comes to me and tell me about an issue with his wife on bed, I said, one, the first question is, are you playing your role the way you should? Are you not too religious? And every day fasting.
And don't you think that is a way of making up excuses for the person?
I'm not making excuses.
Okay.
If you have done your part, well, hardly will your wife go look for another man. Say, I want to go and test any man. Because everything you're doing, you are getting it at home. Or your husband. You, at least whenever you are around, your food is ready. When you are on bed, my wife, okay, you are going. You realize that you are just wasting your time and energy out there.
Someone else.
Yes. So it's better to domesticate yourself into your house.
To your house.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, let's talk about communication in marriage. Because there's no way you can have two of you can be best friends or be friends in marriage without communication. Now, how, as married couples, now let's talk about as married people, how do you handle communication?
If you remember when I was talking about DST, PSS, I talked about talk. Natural. Women were wired by God to talk. So the husband must be there to listen. Yes. The first job you have as a husband in the home is to listen to your wife. She might, what caused a woman depression most? Inability to find someone to talk to. That is what will take her out to go and talk to a man out there or a colleague.
But there are actually situations whereby, I go to work from morning till night. Probably it's midnight. I can, relate whatever I have to say or talk. I have to wake him up, and then at that point in time, I don't think he would want to listen. So what do you do? Because daytime, you're at work, and midnight or night is when you can actually have a proper conversation.
I mentioned sleep together the other time. Many times when you lie on your bed, sleep will not come for the next 30 minutes, no matter how tired you are. except maybe you are on pills.
No.
If you're not on pills,
It doesn't work for me.
my
As
sister,
soon as I am on my bed,
you can't be on bed for 7 days a week, 30 days a month, and immediately you are lying on your bed, you are off.
You still turn and turn and turn.
In the process, you know, most times in marriages, best ideas, best decisions were taken at that time of the day. Or probably during your prayer time. After you pray together as couple, you still have some time before you meet your children. You talk together. It might be cases of a child.
Okay.
Maybe the mother has known something about the child. She will bring the father might not notice it.
Okay. You know, just because, you know, our time is fast spent, there's something you were saying about building friendship before marriage.
Yes.
You prefer it to building friendship
In marriage.
in marriage.
I said it's better.
It's okay. You said it's better.
Yes.
You know, I don't want to be on one side now.
Okay.
I'm actually sitting on the fence. But I feel sometimes building friendship in marriage, it's in a way keeps the marriage stronger. Because then you get to, you know, there's something about friendship. When I meet a new person today, I want to know more about you.
Yes.
I want to know every single thing about you.
Yes.
We call each other, we talk together, we want to go places together. So if you enter marriage with that mentality, okay, I just want to know this person. I want to know everything about this person. You go out together, you can't get enough of each other. I think it helps the marriage. Am I right?
You know, one thing I want you to know is this. What solidifies relationship in marriage is making my wife the first person in my life after God Almighty. Making my husband the best person. You want to do you are ready to sacrifice anything to get him better. You are ready to do anything possible humanly to get her better. Now, probably you don't really know yourself so long. The moment, that's why I said, you tell yourself, what kind of a wife do I want to be? If you enter with such a mentality, it helps you, it guides you. So as you are going, you can see success is something you can be marking every day. I've done this, I'm here to do this. So it's something you can program. It's not a sudden appearance. So what I want you to understand is that you build friendship in marriage. It's good, I said it. But I said it's better. Because by the time you get married, it could just be a carryover.
Okay.
Or what you have been doing over the years.
Over the years.
And that's why I say it starts with you.
You, as a person.
Yes. For instance, there are some things I put into myself for 14 good years before I got married. I started programming myself for marriage when I was 21. I'm married at 35. So by the time I got married, it was so easy for me to do some things.
All right. Just because our time.
Yes,
There's so many things I will love to ask, but
that,
you know, let me just ask this last question. What would you advise, you know, our viewers, young,
intending to get married,
you know, yes, young at heart, young, yes, on how to build, you know, on building long-lasting friendship in marriage.
One key factor that is missing today is the place of the spirituality in marriage. Remember our grandparents of olden days, whenever you say you want to marry a lady, the first thing is they will go to a diviner. What does the future hold for these people? Check it well. From my personal research, I discovered that most of those women, it's not that probably they really love their husbands, but because of what they heard, their future holds for them and their children. That was what kept them in their marriages. And if you read the story of how God created the world, the Bible says, and God said. And so what have you heard about that relationship we are going into?
Okay.
So
now what is your advice?
Yes.
You know,
so now, when you have heard that, purpose in your heart, I define happy home as a home occupied by two people who are incomplete, but they are ready never to give up.
To give up.
Ready that no matter what happens, I will sustain this marriage. Yes. I will do my best for this marriage to survive.
To survive.
Okay.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Olusola Duilemi, our marriage counselor, that has been dishing out, you know, so many key points on how to keep long-lasting friendship in marriage. So there you have it. You know, we have the steps. Spend time together. Talk together. Eat together. Pray together. Play together. sleep together and be sexually active to keep your marriage and to keep a long-lasting friendship in your marriage.
And I would also add that, you know, as much as you plan for a royal wedding, you plan for a big wedding, you plan for a glorious wedding, also, you need to prepare for your marriage. It's not only about the wedding. What happens after your wedding? What happens in marriage? Now, after your wedding, it's going to be just you and your spouse in the marriage. No one is going to be there. People would come and celebrate with you on your wedding day, but what is most important is your marriage. So therefore, young people out there intending to get married, make sure you focus on how to have a successful marriage. You've heard it all today, building long-lasting friendship in marriage. The friendship factor is also important,
very
important. Take note of that.
Yes, so thank you once again
for coming. Thanks for having me here.
Yes,
thank
and
you so
it's on
much.
that note that we have to wrap up the show for today, but be sure to join us same time and of course same station tomorrow for another exciting episode of Tea or Coffee on High Impact TV. My name is Modupe Jacobs.
And I am Wuraola Pokwala. Till we meet again.
Enjoy your day.
Bye.